Yo, what's up guys? New Siege video, and at the end we're also going to look at the prediction event for SWC because SWC Europe Cup is coming up this Saturday, which is going to be 1 or 2 days from the release of this video. I always make videos at different days than I actually release them, so at some point I have a schedule in mind, but the schedule always goes all over the place. So I'm, to be honest, not entirely sure when this video is going to be released. I will be in Paris for that event starting from Thursday, so I will not be streaming until maybe then I'll be streaming again back on Sunday. But of course, the SWC stream is also going to be on my Twitch channel, so you know where to find it. The link is also down in the description below as well. And yeah, we're gonna see what kind of person can win this time. We're definitely going to have a different world finalist this year compared to last year for sure, because Ismo's not there, and from the other side of the bracket, no one has ever made it to the world finals. Well, actually, the only one that went to the world finals that's in there right now is Pink, right? So we're at least going to have one different player from Europe in there for sure. So pretty curious to see how that will work out. Also looking at this match, was this a close match? We had a death on a Leo. That tends to happen. I really have to change my Leo. I have a Leo that is Vampire plus Destroy right now, and I think I should change it to Vio Destroy because I just simply have better Fire runes. Like, sure, Vampire helps a little bit for that healing, but my Vamp runes are just way shittier than my Fire runes would ever be, so yeah. But we have Feng Yang with a buff, and Feng Yang with a buff is OP, right? So we're just going to hope and pray for the Feng Yang with the buff to be OP. Because he still does a lot of damage. He also eats a lot of damage. Ouch. But I would say that Feng Yang buff is pretty broken. Like, why the hell did they have to buff Feng Yang? Of all units? Like, look how he's tanking these two units right now. He's like, oh, I'm still here. I'm good. I'm good. We're chilling. We're chilling. Takes a little bit. Still got defense buff and shit. It's not going all too well. But we're still kind of chilling. Why is this Feng Yang so good, man? Look at that. Oh, yeah, I countered once on your half HP, by the way, for whatever reason. I don't know. Like, critter on your ass. You think so? 1.7k from these units on Feng Yang, man. Why did Feng Yang need that buff? This unit is so overdone, man. Like, the stupidest thing is this Feng Yang is built on the way to count or to be good with a Leo in there. If you're asking for the stats, I'll put the stats of the Feng Yang in the thumbnail. Let's put it there. Like, if you want to see it, look at the thumbnail. It's going to be over there. But man, Feng Yang is just straight up broken, man. This unit is absolutely, like, look at how easy he actually wins. Like, he has near to no speed. He's still like, yo, I just nunchuck your ass through its whole field, still winning, easy. The next fight is something that we've seen a lot of guilds picking up, and definitely Aftermath EU also picking up, which is this Mian comp that does do a lot of damage. And that hurts. And I use the cat, and the cat is pretty strong actually, but is this that great of a team? Not entirely sure. Not entirely sure. Let's say, to be honest, if I had a good team against this and all of the people could use the team against this, then I wasn't allowed to showcase it. So let's say that this team might not be that good against it. Because I'm allowed to showcase it. Is it therefore that useful to you guys? Well, I show you what maybe not to use. Or maybe you can pick up some ideas of like, okay, not exactly this, but in a little bit of a different state, something might actually work. I would say that Royd is pretty good into this. I would say that Triana is pretty good into this. The cat has potential to survive, but then also not really to survive. This cat is living on the sliver of health every freaking second that it's going in, man. Yeah, the proccers on the cat. The cat has good damage, though. He kind of needs that armor break to get good damage. He doesn't have 100% sleeps on the S1. If he had high chances on that, he would definitely be very good. But look at how the cat is surviving, man. That HP, he doesn't care. Yeah, more sleeps, AoE sleeps. We become the Hathor that we needed to be like at the start of the match. Not at the end of the match. But look at this damage. Oh, wait, wasn't a critter. Maybe I should put some crit rate on him. Well, if I put crit rate on him, he would have hella freaking died. But critter. No critter. Critter. No critter. If he doesn't crit, he doesn't do any jack shit in damage or some shit. I don't even know, man. Because the last hit, I'm pretty sure I finished with a hard hitter. Critter, 32k. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that damage all of a sudden? So yeah, that's a pretty interesting one. Then we have these teams with Keldner, and I was like, ooh, shield runes, and it was pretty slow. Can you actually clear that with an amputation magic? And I had to pause it at the moment. That's actually a funny thing. We were going for snipe right now, and I paused it at the exact moment that I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I'm instantly going to kill, but I'm going to pause it at the moment that the amputation magic goes off, that the first 2 cards land, that I know if I at least kill the 2 side units. And that's exactly the moment I paused that, so we could still perform this snipe at the moment, but someone else ruined the snipe in this case. I did it so well, we had a snipe and everything. But yeah, apparently someone already ruined the snipe in this case, so I just had to finish off the damage, and then I could just unfinish, and then 70k cross the board kill. I did that part. The next fight is one of those fights that I'm definitely going to speed up by times 8. Yes, track the windy Lulu. Is it back? Yeah, it's back. How does it work? Well, you can't see jack shit, might as well not showcase it. But the thing is, I just cleared that... or that's what's it called, Thessarion. Man, it goes so fast, I can't even speak about it. But yeah, it's pretty simple, and we had to snipe over here, so I had to pause it to show the guild chat again. If you kill that Thessarion and your Windy doesn't die, you're good to go. That's just as simple as it is. Very tanky Windy, you're good to go. Minus fire damage, and you're good to go. Very boring team, man. It's just lame that this team is still so good. Windy is too good. Nerf Windy. Next fight, we have more Leos. Woohoo! But not necessarily the Leo. We're mainly looking at that Feng Yang, because Feng Yang is just broken. I have 2 Feng Yangs, I have 2 Leos, I have 2 Elias. I have a 3rd Leo. I am still looking for the 3rd Elia and 3rd Feng Yang, because I think that's one of those units that just doesn't drop out of meta. Like, even if people go for a very hard Leo counter and Feng Yang counter and that kind of stuff, it's so hard to get the damage into that shit properly, man. It's just... You've seen the Feng Yang pretty much. Like, my Leo, I definitely have to rebuild because my Leo shit, it tends to die too much. But this Feng Yang doesn't die, man. And I would keep it the same amount of speeds and everything. This Feng Yang just like, oh yeah, casual 8Ks per hit. Yeah, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. And how much do you hit? 800s. That's fine. Wrong element. Still 4Ks per hit, no death break. Totally fine. How much hits on this? Also 8Ks. Balance. Then a hit I always feel very tricky to do. Veromos into a heal blocker kind of style. The moment that mainly the Leo keeps the heal block in, so it's kind of tricky as a match. But the main idea on this team is that, well, you have Destroy in all 3 units. I tend to like to put double Nemesis on both the Veromos and the Juno, so they are more likely to get their attack bars in. But the Leo is Vampire and Destroy. It is pretty nice if you get into a torrent moment where you can get full HP back and that kind of stuff. But you can build this whole team very much anti-Leo, which I don't think this one is, or otherwise it would have done more damage. But yeah, if he landed a heal block here on my Veromos, I would have been very dead. So I always feel like this team, I see everyone use it, I see people have good success with it, but I always feel so iffy when using this team. I'm like, In this case, I went mainly for the healer in his team. So there's the heal block, and with that heal block, I'm probably gonna say goodbye to my Mr. Veromos pretty soon. But the other 2 should maybe pick it up from here. Kind of depends. Yeah, we got another hit in. Well, Veromos is very good, but it's just... I would say maybe that the Juno is not in the right position. That putting a Lulu in there, Raccoon in there, something like that might be a better thing. And, well... So far it kind of works, but the moment that Leo May decides to go that kind of Leo May, I've seen a Leo May at like 10% HP solo this whole team once. That was a weird clip. Not sure if I still have the clip. I should make a video of all kinds of clips of like the most insane weird shit RNG that I've ever seen. I have a bunch of them, but I should see if I still have that Leo May clip as well, because that one was pretty much going like that, but then consistently pushing back, giving everything 0 attack bar, and then going from there. In this case, didn't really happen. I would say that the Juno is pretty nice cleanup if there are already things dead, but if there were no things dead yet, I might have probably lost this match. Because the moment that there's an armor break and there's some damage from, well, their stuff, it gets dangerous, it gets tricky, so... Not too sure if I'm liking this team all too much. Then, yay, my typical team. We have a little bit of a Robo flavor up in the building. Robo flavor against full immunity is sometimes a little bit tricky, but In most cases, the Robo can kind of do its thing, and then we have the Grogan. I still miss Amber, though. I would most likely say I very much miss Amber, because if this team goes kind of wrong, Amber could always save it, and kind of wrong mainly means that you don't get all of the strips in. Amber could save that stuff. Vero is okay, but not that great. And then we had a hit that I had to hide, and then after this one, there's another hit I have to hide. I won both of them. If I win this one, it's 10 out of 10. And this was just, Mian can be a cleaver, right? Let's see, guys in chat, how much damage, speed buff, armor break, Mian? How much damage does she do? No attack buff. Write that in the comment section, like how much damage do you think she does? She is on Vile. I can give you that. It's actually my Mian from defense. She's on Vile. Well, you had all your time to write that down. Let's see how much damage we do. 16k per hit. What the actual fuck? Like I said, this thing is Violet. Like, did it Vile proc right after? I think it's Vile proc right after, right? So I can prove it's Vile. It's Vile proc right after. I prove it's Vile. What the fuck is that Mian damage, man? The unit is so absolutely busted at the moment. Like, speed buff plus defense break is just, that's dead units. That's absolutely dead units. That's, wow. That's, no words, man. No words. So yeah, would you use this in offense more often? Well, if I missed the armor break right there on the Bella, I might have had an issue. But we didn't, so we don't. Probably not the best of teams. Absolutely not the best of teams. If you're risking it on that armor break, and I do have max accuracy on my kicklets, most of them at least. I have multiple, yes. Yeah, that's definitely a rune like that for that. So, yep, that works. Still 6.7k without. So, and I did switch an artifact for damage on dark though. So both my Kiklet and my Mian actually had damage on dark just as a switch on this, because if you go clean in with the same build that I normally run, it would have done a lot less damage. Like 90% damage on dark absolutely helped with that. But that is it for the Siege video. We're going after this into, well, still 14k wrong element without that additional damage thing. Well, wrong element doesn't matter if you still crit, but you know. That's it for the Siege video. After this, we're going into the predictions of SWC, what I also talked about at the start of the video. Stay tuned for that. And then, guys, thanks a lot for watching. So, EU prediction event. Well, let's say last time I did the EU Prelim prediction event, I was completely wrong on pretty much every occasion. I had, I think, 2 people right, or 3. So, there is a thing that I could say, don't listen to me, or do exactly the opposite of what I do, and then you might be right. Could that be a thing? I don't know. So, yeah, we have, first off, Neff. Top pick, Raccoon. Okay, don't vote for him. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, Neff is actually a very good player. He's kind of dependent on his Wajet as well, which is recently nerfed. So I'm pretty curious to see how that will work out for him. But Neff, really nice guy. And I think he could make it pretty far. Like, looking at his side of the bracket, which is Luffy on the first match, does show a bunch of strong LDs, but was also a little bit more struggling in some of his matches. He played very well against Guts, though. But the match what brought him into the loser bracket, I don't remember exactly who, but that looked a lot more troublesome for him in general. But he has that good combination of these 3 units. He likes to play a lot of Cigar and also Vanessa, but I think Neff can also kind of deal with that. So, well, let's just go over all of the players first. Nicer Smicer had some interesting showcases with Smicer and some other units as well. Does like to use a lot of Cigar, but also Shizuka. I'm definitely not a big Shizuka fan, that's for sure. But I think he could do pretty decent, but he has to play Hanselot, and Hanselot has a lot of LDs. And pretty good ones. He uses a few that are slightly less used, but he has a very strong LD box with that Yeon Hong, with that Han. I think the Salah for him actually pretty fits his box. He has a bunch more LDs that kind of fit that as well. So that's definitely that's a strong or that's a difficult matchup for a nice Smice right there. Then we have Timbo, and Timbo is very unlucky with his bracket pool once again, because last year he was mostly chilling with Jancelot, and he only did not want to play against Jancelot, right? So he had to play Jancelot first round. He lost against him. This year, he's pretty much mainly chilling with Livert, and he has to play Livert first round. That's just unlucky for this man. That's just so unlucky. But I would definitely say Timbo has very good odds to come far as well. Like his drafting style was pretty interesting. He used a bunch of stuff that I did not expect to win and totally gave him a good win. The Julian for him this season that he has is a very nice pickup because a lot of the drafts that he normally has is like, okay, you're not showing too much of damage, but the Julian in there is completely fixing that right away. And is also becoming mostly a must ban for that. So we'll definitely say that Timbo has good shots at it this year as well. Livert, I would say Livert's playstyle, I really do like it. But besides that, I really do like it. I also feel like it's still very predictable. So if you prepare into it very well, Livert is not the strongest of opponents from this lineup, I would say. Like if you draft into Livert blindly and you don't know what he picks, Livert is one of the strongest players, absolutely. But in SWC, like Timbo had 2-3 weeks to prepare. Timbo is very well at preparing, so I would say that makes it a difficult matchup for Livert in this case. Then we have Pinkroyd. Well, we all know him, and he's just mostly been playing very well. I would have said that he had some trouble with Hanselot in his final match to qualify for SWC this year. But in general, we do know Pinkroyd is a very strong player. So, and he also has the Julian right now. Definitely does help him out as well if he has to have that as a flex pick. Still liking that Tina Lang a lot, and then going for like the simple, consistent units over there. So definitely a player to fear there as well. Plus, he has won for the last 2 years, so that's always an easy vote, right? Tutu, newcomer, also the only French player we have in Paris, so that's definitely something that the crowd will root for sure. I definitely hope he will get a good showcase match in there. He had some troublesome matches during his prelims, but in the end, he did make it work. And I would say that he definitely has an interesting box with that Bella in there. He also has Gianna in there. He has a bunch of other units in there that definitely did work. He had a very nice showcase of a Vio Ethna, which we normally don't see all too much. But strong contester as well. And I would say all of them are very strong contestants because all of them actually had to rank, once again, top 35 in their respective season to make it to even the prelim. So we're seeing a lot of new faces here because actually in Europe, I feel like everyone is that strong that the matches were that close. That's why we don't see like some of the known names over here, but we see a lot of new names in here right now. But then let's look at how I picked this. So first match is Neff Lufia. Went for Neff. Mainly because I felt like Neff had a stronger showcase in the prelims than Lufia. Lufia had some troublesome matches in this day too. He was very strong though. But in his day one, I feel like that Neff, Neff also came through from winners brackets. And then we have Nice Smeiser against Hanselot. And I give the upper hand to Hanselot because Hanselot had to play Pinkroyd, which is arguably one of the stronger players on the field over here. And Hanselot made it to a very close best of 5, nearly winning that. Was a little bit luck both sides, but in the end went in the favor of Pinkroyd. But I definitely do think that Hanselot has a very strong showcase in there as well. Well, as mentioned before, Timbo Livert, I do have to give the upper hand to Timbo because Livert is somewhat relatively easy to prepare into. I really hope that Livert just switches up his playstyle. I would absolutely love to see that. But then I would give him good shots. If he plays his normal playstyle, I think Timbo will overtake that. Then we have Pinkroyd and Tutu. I would just say, yeah, Pinkroyd always has been strong. Simple pick on that, so let's just go for that. Then we have the fight of Neff and Hanselot. I would say by strength, I think Hanselot might be stronger, but I have the factor that I want Neff to win. So that's more of a personal bias thing that I want Neff to win because he's just such a nice guy. So, but I would say this one is kind of 50-50, maybe a little bit in the favor of Hanselot because of the LD units that he has, and Neff having that budget nerfed. Then we have Timbo against Pinkroyd, and I would have to... I think this is a pretty close match as well, but I would have to favor Pinkroyd just because of experience in SWC and also World Champions and that kind of stuff. And that also gives me to that final match, just the experience of Pinkroyd's World Finals gets him a first place again. But I would have to say, last time I voted 8 people out of 16 and I only had 3 correct. I only had Pinkroyd correct, I had Neff correct, and I had Livert correct, I think. All of the other 5 I got wrong. So this could be completely the opposite as well. But this is my take on what I expect to see. And that is, of course, going to be Saturday on the 7th at 2 p.m. CEST. And if the time is wrong, I'll do that in the post-edit. But I think it's 7 p.m. No, wait. The 7th on 2 p.m. CEST. It's a Saturday. So I hope to see you guys there. And it's actually going to be on my Twitch channel or, well, one of the other channels if you like to watch it in other languages. Let's see for the prediction status. What do we have? Ooh, yeah, this is... Often with these matches, it's more of a popularity contest rather than like a contest of like, oh, I have seen Pinkroyd 1 before, I haven't seen 2-1 before, I vote Pinkroyd. Like that, those kind of things is definitely something that you will see a lot. Like if you really don't know, you can always just kind of choose for these. And that's why you can also see like I chose for Nev. And that is also seen over here. This match is what I call the very close 50-50 or no, wait, this match I actually give in the favor of Hansel, but neither of them is like very well known for like playing SWC as into the cups. Like they played prelims before, yeah, the Knights of Smites played prelims before Hanselot. I think so as well, but maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, pretty close match, and here Timbo delivered, that is also shown as that. And then for finals, okay, we see most odds for either Nev and Pinkroyd, which is also the things that I voted for, since I guess. So yeah, that's my prediction. So we're gonna see how that pans out. Definitely going to be interesting.